is Jason over here at Groovy Juice headquarters. Just want to give you some tips and tricks on what to do with your Vision 3 Clearomizers once they start hitting kind of funny or start tasting off, or once you think they need a cleaning. Now with the Vision 3s, these guys actually have replaceable heads. So after you clean it a few times, once it's ready to die, all you got to do is pop off the head, switch it with a new one, and you got a fresh brand new one to work with. We want to give this a good rinse. Now I'm not at a sink or anything. If you have a sink, all you got to do basically is just pull it apart, rinse it off a little bit. Now I wouldn't suggest rinsing it while it's attached to the battery. You actually want to take it apart just because you don't want to get your batteries wet. Save the life of these guys a little bit. Alright, so we set that to the side. Alright, I've got my Vision 3 Clearomizer here. To pull it apart, all you got to do is unscrew the bottom. See how I did that? And literally just pop it apart like that. Alright, so I'm going to set, this is called the tube. I'm going to set the tube aside. First thing I'm going to do is just kind of dry this off with a paper towel a little bit. Pull off some of that excess remaining juice. Now, you can rinse these. Try not to get too much water actually inside the side there, but basically we're going to rinse off the wicks really well. What I'm actually going to do is I've got a cup full of water. This is going to be my rinsing station. I'm just going to dunk it. Give that a little bit of a rinse. Alright. Very good, just like that. And you want to rinse it as many times as necessary until your wicks are starting to look a little more kind of no color. Alright, I just give it a half rinse, but that's good enough. Alright, next step is you want to pull off the top here. This is the nipple. We're just going to give that a slight twist and pop it right off just like that. Right now I'm going to just toss that into my cup of water so it could just sit there and soak. I'm also going to toss my tube into my cup of water and just let that soak for a bit too. Alright, so all we're worrying about right now is the head. So with these guys here, while I've got you, the heads are totally replaceable like I was saying. It just screws in and unscrews. So once this is finally dead and done, just swap out the new heads. They're $2.50 on the Groovy Juice website. That's groovyjuice.com. This is also the base. The base is replaceable as well for whenever you feel like you need one. But in this case, just pop this back together. Alright, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my base and my head and screw it back on the battery. And we're going to give this what's called a dry burn. You might have seen my other videos on how to burn the old versions of these. It's pretty much the same deal, only this is much easier because you could just unassemble everything, and it's pretty simple. So it's on the battery. You want to use a freshly charged battery, or if you have a pass-through, plug it in so you could just keep it going. But all you got to do is you're just going to start squeezing your button, and we're just going to burn off some of that excess stuff here. You'll see it start to glow there. Now, when you're squeezing your button, you don't want to do this for more than like 5 to 10 seconds. Then give your battery a rest for a couple of seconds, and then do it again. Now, what we're looking for is we want to get rid of all the junk that's kind of on the coils there. You'll see the coils glowing. Give it a rest. And basically, if you have a lot of gunk on there, it's going to be black for a while, and then eventually you'll see it start to glow. And then eventually, after it's glowing for a while here, it'll start to not smoke as much. That's going to tell you that everything is just about done. And while we're doing this too, another word of advice is the parts do get hot. So you want to just kind of be careful. If you touch anywhere around the metal, you're going to start to notice this getting a little warm here, and you don't want to touch the top because that gets really hot. So just be careful, don't burn yourself. Alright, so it was smoking a lot at first. Now it's not producing as much, but we're going to do this. Just keep going with it. Basically, you will know when you're done when there's no more smoke coming off, and when it looks like the big glob of junk, for lack of a better term, is pretty much gone, and you can actually see the lines of your coils again. You can blow on it if you want to. Don't blow on it as you're pressing the battery though, because that will damage your coils. Alright, so that's good enough for now. You might want to keep doing this until you feel that it's cleaned to your liking. I'm just kind of doing a quick tutorial here. Next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the wicks here are nice and dry. Take a paper towel, napkin, whatever you got, and basically just kind of squeeze it on your wicks. The drier you can get your wicks, the more it'll just start hitting for you really nicely. So dry your wicks off as much as you can. This is also a good habit to get into if you are changing flavors. If you don't want any flavor overlap, if you give it a good dry burn, that'll get rid of most of the pre-existing flavor, and then you could swap flavors, which is what we're going to do today, because today we are going to put in some of the Jammin' Jamaican Colada, which is now one of my new personal favorites. We have revamped this recipe a little bit. This contains actual rum in trace amounts from a trip to Jamaica. So we can't say the name brand, but it is the best quality rum that you can get in Jamaica that I personally smuggled back on the airplane with me. So good stuff. You gotta try it. It's a nice summertime, fresh, clean tasting vape. So Jammin' Jamaican Colada, that's what we're gonna put in here today. First off is we need to get our tube and our nipple out of the rinsing cup here. And we're going to dry everything off real quick. It's good to have dry components. The less amount of water you have in here, the better it will hit for you. Give it a little bit of a twist. Stick that in here. Give that a little bit of a twist as well. Alright, reassembly. All you got to do first off is take your nipple and pop it back on top here. And just very gently just kind of squeeze it on down until it's nice and firm. Just like that. Take your tube back on top. Screw it back together. That's it. Nice and simple. It'll take you 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The more you do this, the quicker you'll get with it. Unscrew your cap, and we are ready for the new juice. Jammin' Jamaican Colada, yaman. Bought this on the trip where we went to Bob Marley's hometown for the first time. It was fantastic. If you ever have a chance to go to Jamaica, go to Jamaica. Alright, so here we go. Unscrewing the cap in the side just like that, and just very gently squeeze it down the side. You don't want to put too much in the middle portion. I know we've had people ask about that before. If you get a little bit in there, that's fine, but you know, just try not to overfill it. Alright, speaking of overfilling, I probably did that just a little too high. We're well above the white nipple. You want to go about halfway up there, just above your wicks, just to help keep them nice and wet and soaked. Reassemble. Give it a couple of burns just to get things going here. You might want to kind of swish the juice around a little bit. And you might have to puff on this a few times to get the vapor back and fully functioning. Almost there. And the more you do that, the more vapor production you will bring back. And that gets rid of your burnt taste and just kind of cleans it and gets it ready to go for its next flavor, however you want to do it. And like I said, once these eventually burn out, unfortunately, none of these parts are meant to last forever. So you can just replace your head there, or of course you could always just pick up a new unit on the Groovy Juice website, and we'll ship it right out to you. We've got these available in all colors. This is the Chillin' Blue color. And yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, comments, feel free to post them below. And we encourage you to visit www.groovyjuice.com. Check out the new exciting flavors that we've got that we are launching very soon. And give us a shout, leave us a comment, and we look forward to chatting with you. All right, find us on Facebook too. Just type in Groovy Juice, 2 E's. All right, thanks so much. Have a great one. We'll talk to you again later.